In a lab in Phoenix, a man who cannot move his arms plays chess. He is not touching anything. There is no controller, no mouse, no voice command. He is moving the pieces with a thought, because there is a coin of silicon and wire sitting inside his skull, listening to his brain. His name is Nolan Arbor, and in the spring of 2024, he became the clearest proof we have ever had that a human being and a machine can be wired into one system. And then, about a month later, most of that connection went dark. That is the strange shape of this whole story. We can plug a machine into a living mind. That part already works. What we cannot yet do is make it stay, because the body has opinions about what belongs inside it, and if the flesh keeps rejecting the machine, then maybe the answer isn't a better wire at all. Maybe it's to leave the flesh behind completely. We have had the complete wiring diagram of a mind since 1986, 302 neurons, every connection mapped, and we still cannot switch it on. Hold on to that, because by the end, we're going to copy a person, perfectly, atom for atom, and run into one question that no amount of engineering can answer. Start with what is not in dispute, because it is more astonishing than the fiction. Right now, today, there are people with computers wired directly into their nervous systems, and it is not one lonely experiment. It is a field. The chip in Nolan's head is called the link. It carries 1,024 electrodes, spread across 64 threads finer than a hair, reading the chatter of his motor cortex. When he imagines moving a cursor, the machine hears it. But Neuralink is the loud one, not the only one. A company called Synchron slips its device in through a blood vessel. They thread a tiny mesh up the jugular vein until it rests against the motor cortex. No open brain surgery at all. 6 people carried it for a full year with no serious harm, and the real records don't belong to the famous names. In a Stanford lab, a woman with ALS named Pat Bennett hit 62 words a minute, brain to text, in 2023. A year later, at UC Davis, a man named Casey Harrell was decoded at 97.5% accuracy. And in 2025, a machine turned his brain signals back into a speaking voice. His intonation, his pauses, even singing, in about the time it takes you to blink. Here is the part everyone forgets. We have been doing this quietly for decades. More than 1 million people already hear through a cochlear implant, a strip of electrodes bypassing a dead ear and speaking straight to the nerve. Hundreds more have seen crude shapes of light through a chip wired to the retina. We are already, by the millions, part machine. So the science fiction question, can we merge with technology, has a boring answer. We already have. The real question is the one Nolan's chip asked a month after surgery, when the connection began to slip away. Because your brain does not think of that beautiful electrode as an upgrade. It thinks it is a splinter. The moment a probe goes in, it tears microscopic blood vessels and breaks the blood-brain barrier, the wall that keeps your brain sealed off from the rest of you. And then the defenders arrive, in order. First the microglia, the brain's tiny sentries, swarming the intruder within minutes. Then the astrocytes, multiplying. Then the scar, a dense sheath of tissue that wraps the electrode and pushes living neurons away from it. And that scar is the enemy of everything. The whole point of the implant is to sit close enough to hear neurons whisper, and the body's answer is to build a wall exactly there, muffling the signal month by month, and there is a deeper mismatch. Your brain has the softness of set custard. The silicon we push into it is millions of times stiffer. Every time your heart beats, your brain shifts. and a rigid probe held in soft pulsing tissue saws tiny wounds over and over. The machine never stops being a foreign object. This is not a theory. It is what happened to Noland. Within about a month, his threads began pulling out of the tissue. Only around 15% were still working. Engineers rescued much of it in software, but the message was written in flesh. The body had started, gently, to eject the machine. And even when the hardware survives, the world around it doesn't. That retinal implant that gave people light, the company that made it quietly stopped supporting it. Users were left with dead electronics in their eyes and a warning that they might return to blindness. The machine didn't fail. The company did. Integration, it turns out, is not a one-time upgrade. It is a lifelong dependency on your biology and on a corporation staying alive. So if the body will always treat the wire as a wound, what if you could throw the body away and keep only the part that matters? This is where the dream stops being about hardware and becomes about you. The idea is simple to say and staggering to attempt. A mind, the argument goes, is not made of meat, it is made of pattern. The particular way 86 billion neurons are wired together. Copy that pattern precisely enough into a computer and the person should wake up inside it. Same memories, same reflexes, same you, but now unkillable and free of the treacherous flesh. And it is not pure fantasy, because we have started to draw the map. In 2024, scientists published the complete wiring diagram of a fruit fly's brain, around 140,000 neurons and more than 50 million connections, everyone traced. The largest map of a whole brain ever made. The philosophers have a clean argument waiting for the engineers. If consciousness comes from the organization of a system, the pattern of cause and effect, then it shouldn't matter whether that pattern runs on neurons or on silicon, and you don't even have to copy yourself all at once. Replace one neuron with a perfect electronic twin, then another, and at no single moment does you switch off. Slowly, cell by cell, you could migrate out of the body and into the machine, and never notice the door you walked through. It almost works. It is coherent. It might even be, in principle, possible. And then you remember the worm. Because we have already done the small version, and it broke. Remember the mind we mapped in 1986, 302 neurons in a tiny worm. We have had its full wiring diagram for 40 years. A project called OpenWorm has spent over a decade trying to bring that map to life as a digital creature that crawls and feeds like the real thing. It still doesn't work. A complete wiring diagram, it turns out, is like a circuit board with every component's value erased. You can see what connects to what, but not the weights, the chemistry, the timing, the molecular noise where the actual behavior lives. If we cannot switch on a worm we have mapped completely, the honest distance to a human, 600,000 times larger, is not a timeline. It is a question mark. But suppose we solve even that. Suppose one day the copy runs, opens its eyes and says it is you. Here is the question no better technology can touch. Make the copy while you are still alive. Now there are two of you, the original, still breathing, and the duplicate, insisting it is the real one. They cannot both be you, and if the copy is plainly not you while you're alive, then destroying your body a moment later cannot magically turn it into you. At best, you have built an heir, something that remembers being you, grieves like you, loves like you, and is not you. Or maybe that's the wrong way to think about it. Maybe identity was never a single unbroken thread. Maybe the you of 10 years ago is already someone else your memories reach back to, and a faithful copy is just the next link in that chain. Nobody has proven which is true. Nobody can point to the experiment that would settle it. So let's be honest about where we actually stand. What is known is remarkable. We can wire a machine into a living mind and give a paralyzed person a cursor, a voice, a game of chess. What is uncertain is whether we can ever make that bond last, whether the body will always, in the end, wall the machine away. And what is open is the deepest part, whether a copied mind would be awake inside the silicon at all, or only an echo of the person who used to be there. If a machine could hold every memory and every reflex of the person you are, running long after your body gave out, would that be you living on? Or just something that remembers being you? And does the difference disappear the moment there's no one left to tell them apart? What do you think? And that is where I will leave it. And if there is a mystery you would love to see untangled, tell me. Until the next one.